Hello and welcome to Fast Horses Today. Today is Friday. It is the start of the race week over at Santa Anita, October 24th, and we are a week out from the Breeders' Cup over at Del Mar. Today, a week from today, will be day one of the two-day Breeders' Cup, so looking forward to that. But let's try to get this Santa Anita meet finished off in a fine way and in a winning way. So we'll get started. I've got a couple win bets that I like over at Santa Anita today throughout the card. So we'll get started with coverage from the Great Race Place. So we're going to start out in the third race. Third race has an approximate post time, about 2 o'clock Pacific, so 4 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. And it's a 6.5 furlong grass race. That's on the flat grass. These are 2-year-old maiden special weight fillies. And I've got a play here that I like, and also, it would be a hunch play. This is Surfin' USA. This horse owned by the late Jeffrey Siegel, so owned by the estate of Jeffrey Siegel. Now, I remember a couple weeks back when this horse ran, Jeffrey Siegel was still living at the time. I think, he was probably, just a couple weeks left in his life, and I think they were saying how he might be watching from home and excited about this horse. And, this horse did get some steam in her first start. It was a 6 furlong grass race. It was a flat grass race. And, they're going 6.5 here, so a half a furlong extra, not a big deal. I thought this horse ran really nicely. She didn't get out of the gate all too well, but I thought she showed some ability. Juan Hernandez had the call. Juan Hernandez has a call again. So I thought she finished up nicely. She's 5-2 in the program, Surfin' USA. So for you Jeff Siegel fans or for you Beach Boy fans, we'll see. Maybe Brian Wilson and Jeff Siegel are up there in heaven smiling down and singing Surfin' USA when this horse crosses the wire. So we will make a win bet on the 4-horse, Surfin' USA, in the third race. All right, now let's move over to the next race of the day. Next race being the fourth race. This is a 5.5 furlong dirt race. This is a maiden $20,000 claiming race, 20,000 state breds. And these are also 2-year-olds here. So yeah, these horses are, they've given up on these horses and trying to find a level where they can run. And, and seeing now that they run this type of level race in Southern California, it's interesting to see, you've got horses that drop into here. Sometimes it's just a panic drop. Let's, try to get rid of the horse. And sometimes it's a drop that's necessary. And I feel in this race, I'm going to play a win bet on the 11 with Lady K Westfall. That's for Luis Mendez. Luis Mendez, a very good trainer, certainly a good trainer with young horses, with newer horses. He's done a lot of his great work there. Now, this horse is 3-1 in the program. He puts Escobedo on the horse, which I like Escobedo as a jock. I think he's a really good speed rider, and I think he'll fit this horse really well. Now, she had run with better, running in California maiden special weight races. And I thought she showed some ability, and she ran up against a couple good horses, certainly some sharp horses over at Del Mar this summer. She showed speed in her races, and then she, went backwards. So I think this drop is just probably necessary. It looks like Mendez is just trying to figure out where this horse could win. And I think this drop is probably going to make her much, much faster. I'm sure she'll get out to the lead again or be right there, and she should be able to finish up much better with this level of horse. So 3-1, Escobedo, I'm going to guess we're going to probably get somewhere around there, maybe between 2 and 3-1, which I think would be a nice price. As I mentioned, I like Escobedo as a jock. I think he's really good at the speed game, and this horse should fit his style really well. And let's see Lady K Westfall get to the winner's circle in the fourth race. All right, now we're going to move all the way over to the last race of the day, being the ninth race. Approximate post time about 5 o'clock Pacific, so that's 7 o'clock here, Central Time Zone. This is a condition claiming race, non-winners of 3 in a lifetime for $25,000, and they're running 6 furlongs on the flat grass. And these are 3-year-olds and up, and I've got a win bet I'm going to make here in the last race. That being on the 4-horse was Player B. Player B now is in the barn of Francisco Rodriguez. This horse used to be in the Doug O'Neill barn, so all the PPs that you see, pretty much been with Doug O'Neill. So this horse transferred over, and this horse has been given a long layoff. We haven't seen this horse since March of earlier this year. And this horse, had been running with better in his lifetime. So I think, the drop here to 25, when this horse dropped in the claiming races, you'll see back in the wintertime, this horse ran on the turf at Santa Anita, ran some nice races at the claiming level, where Maldonado was on the horse as Maldonado is today. The horse took the lead and, ended up giving it up at the end, getting beat by, a couple good horses in What Makes Sammy Run and Kid Azteca. And we don't see any horses like that today, and I don't think there's any shame in getting beaten on the turf by What Makes Sammy Run. That horse is a several-time winner and a pretty old war horse and good at this claiming turf sprint level. So I think this horse is run with some nice horses. I think he finds a much softer group. I like the horse coming off the layoff. As I've said many times, I don't mind a horse coming off a layoff in turf sprints. I think these trainers, they know what to do. They know how to get their horses ready. And for turf sprints, I think that, they end up, being fine, off of refreshing. So this horse is 7-2 in the program. I think we'll probably get somewhere around there, at the 7-2 level. I think the horse is worth a win bet. It looks like his running style, he does, run on the front, but his horse also has shown a nice race running up against Schwarzmeyer earlier this year twice. Schwarzmeyer was really sharp early this year on the turf, and it was going to be hard to beat Schwarzmeyer. This horse ended up closing in and, giving Schwarzmeyer a tough deal there. So I don't know if the horse is going to go to the lead or if the horse might just sit off the pace a little. That'll be up to Maldonado. He knows what to do. The other speed in this race being the 8-horse Belly Up. And, this horse looks like has a lot of speed, so maybe this horse will go to the lead and we'll see the 4-horse sit behind. I don't know. We're going to leave it up to Maldonado. These guys know what to do. They've been riding horses. They know whether to get to the lead or sit off. So I'll trust in Edwin Maldonado on this horse. So we'll make a win bet on the 4-horse, player B. All right, now let's recap the day and recap the bets. Okay, so to start off the week over at Santa Anita, the Great Race Place today, October 24th, we've got 3 win bets to make on the card. And we're going to start out in the 3rd race, betting the 4, Surfin' USA. 4th race, the 11, Lady K Westfall. 9th race, the 4, Player B. Now those 3 win bets, if you decide to do those, I wish you the best of luck. That's what I'm going to do. If you want to use those bets in your multi-race wagers, I wish you the best of luck there in what you decide to do. And, if the first couple do fall into that early pick 5, so whatever you decide to do, I wish you the best of luck. Let's wish the folks over at Santa Anita a very safe day of racing to start out their racing week. Let's wish ourselves some good luck and some good trips. We'll get some good results on these bets. So as always, I thank you so much for watching Fast Horses today. Thank you so much for subscribing. We've had an increased audience. I really appreciate everyone. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Think of it as like an Uber Eats that just delivers things directly to you for no charge. So you can always like, dislike, make comments. I promise to respond to everything. Let's create a discussion. So again, thank you so much for watching Fast Horses today and listening to the picks. Let's get this week off started in a fast fashion over at the Great Race Place, Santa Anita. And we will be back for coverage for the Saturday card at Santa Anita. Thank you.